beat him with the rods. And when you read the whole account of all the stuff he went with, the shipwrecks and the staying in the water, the beatings, the scourging, and whatever all that whole account is, he said he would allow nothing to stop him to do his mission for Christ. And just the physical part of getting beat on your feet, that just sounds horrible. Now add to the account that Paul walked how many millions of miles? I don't know, I'll say millions. How many millions of miles? He walked a lot of, his journey was on foot. So he got beat with rods. And he still walked. He was not going to let the enemy do anything to him to stop him from accomplishing his journey. And someone, I'll use the same word, someone snarls at us. I'm done. I'm not doing that, Lord. Sorry. Someone snarled at me. You read some of the torture that Paul went through. And it was devastating. I'll just say this one. When they talked about when Paul was whipped, I'm thinking on the back, because the Passion of Christ laid him over whatever the stump and they whipped his back. And of course it went around and grabbed him and gorged out chunks. But when you go to the original Greek, when it talked about whipping Paul, they started in the front, around his face and his chest. So they're whipping his face and his chest. The first third of the whips, whatever that is. So if you had 3, you got 1 right across your face and your chest. And then they would turn you around, and the last 2 would be on your back, the back of your legs and your buttock. All down there. That's not what I picture when I read that. My mind's got a pretty gory picture enough when I read it, he got whipped. But when you read original Greek and what it truly means to be what they said, opens the scripture up so much more. That's horrible. And he kept going. And the condemnation before the list of what he did, and the condemnation from after the list of what he did, it was always, and I got up at that very second and went right back to where I was and said, I dare you to do it to me again, but I'm going to keep preaching this gospel. That's Paul's conviction. That's Paul's conviction. I wonder at times. I was reading it and I was like, Lord, I'm way, I just feel like I'm off from that. I said, I need that conviction. I was like, oh my goodness. And it's a pretty powerful thing. But that's what Jesus did for us. So when they whipped Jesus, I'm pretty sure they started in the front too. And we've never seen that as far as I know. The first third of whatever 39 lashes would be. 13 or something. 13 lashes was in the face and the chest. And remember, they were naked. So, I don't know. It's like throwing darts or throwing horseshoes. You're not accurate. So you imagine that whip is going anywhere. That had to hurt. I mean, they're trying to hit your chest, but it's hitting your face because there's 3. Remember this. 39. Not 39. 118. Because there's 3 cords.
Oh yeah, you're right.
3 cords. With steel or bottle or bone on the end, so it's... We've seen that in the Passion. Chunks coming out. We didn't equate that it was 3 times worse. It's pretty... And somewhere at some point Jesus decided to be born to go through all that for you and me. You know, he's seen it. He'd been it. He'd done it. He's like, okay, I'll go into time and I'll accomplish this. Just some of the things. It's like you get back into the original language. It's like, the Amplified does a halfway decent job. But the Amplified's not giving us the whole picture of the original Greek. It's pretty powerful. So Philippians 3 is where we'll be next week. So see you, Debbie. See you, everybody.